Tear gas is fired in Greece as protesters clash with riot police in the country's capital. Thousands of public sector workers took to the streets today in a nationwide strike to protest more spending cuts. In a separate rally, a group of demonstrators marched against the fascist Golden Dawn Party after the killing of an anti-fascist activist yesterday. Rocks were thrown at police, who responded with tear gas. Well, our correspondent got caught in the crossfire.
The large group of protesters had clashed with the police. The police are holding their ground right now. As you can see, there's fires behind me. Tear gas is in the air. It's a little bit difficult to breathe here. As you can see in front of me, the police are trying to hold their territory. On the other side, there's basically a group of anarchists, black bloc kids, whatever you want to call them. Many of the protesters here have been picking up stones along the side of the road. In fact, if you can pan down, you can see someone's trying to pull out a fire. Stones on the ground from the clashes. Now, where we're standing is in between protesters on one side and fires and protesters on the other side. The police have secured this radius, but in some ways we're blocked in. It was very hard to breathe at one point. They've been throwing around tear gas, and of course the smoke is and the wind is making it get in everyone's faces. That's in part helped clear the crowd. As you can see, what my cameraman's showing right now is protesters hurling stones here at the police. In fact, towards again, this began as a peaceful rally and has really escalated into a standoff between the riot police here and the demonstrators. We're effectively stuck between protesters behind us and the ones you're seeing in front of us who are throwing anything they can get their hands on, really. Pieces of clay, pieces of brick, advancing to some degree. The cops are holding their positions.
Well, that was Lucy Kaffanoff there. She filed that report just a few minutes ago, and she is on the line with us now to give us the very latest.
Hi
Lucy.
there. Well, unfortunately, after those visuals that you saw there, that did not end the clashes. Basically, that street calmed down a little bit. We were finally able to leave that area and cross into another one, only to find basically numerous small clashes between protesters and police breaking out all over that neighborhood. Again, this is a working-class neighborhood where the anti-fascist hip-hop artist was murdered just the night before. Basically, what we encountered were small groups of protesters taking anything they could really get, trash, tires, lighting fires all across the area. And then you would see groups of riot police come and try to essentially drive them out of that area. So it turned into a game of cat and mouse. And we literally just got to the studio away from that area just about 20 minutes ago, and we're still hearing from our contacts this is still going on. And not just in this neighborhood, but in several cities across Greece. Basically, what we're hearing is this is not likely to die down tonight. It's probably going to go on until the wee hours of the morning, until the protesters give up. And it's really interesting because, again, today was supposed to be the largest anti-austerity rally by the trade unions to protest the economic policies here in Greece. And really what we've seen is that while the economy is at the root of the tension here, it's really transformed into essentially social tensions. What I mean by that is the desperation that has pushed people to the brink in some ways has started to divide neighborhoods. We've seen a lot more popularity in some pockets for the right-wing Golden Dawn Party. We've also seen anti-fascist activists come out in much stronger force. And so the result of that is these economic problems have essentially pitted Greeks against Greeks, and it's become in many ways an emotional issue. You know, it's not really the bailout that drove or the austerity that drives people emotionally now. It's really random acts of or perhaps not so random, tragic acts of violence, like what we saw with the stabbing of that young musician on Tuesday evening in the early hours of Wednesday morning. So it's a very tense situation, and it really just reflects a society that's really struggling to grasp and grapple with its economic and social problems that don't really seem to be dying down at the moment.
OK, thank you, Lucy, for that update. That's RT's Lucy Kaffanoff reporting live there from Athens.